Good evening. Today we are going to do a lesson here on playing simple melodies on the recorder. And I have titled this A Quick Intro to Recorder Music because we're not only going to learn to play a melody on the recorder, but we're also going to learn a little bit about the recorder also. So I have created a Prezi presentation here, how I'm going to uh, go through this lesson with you. So here we go. You may be asking yourself, what the heck is a recorder? It's not just something that you record music with. It is a uh, not just a toy. And when I say not just a toy, uh, meaning that there are, uh, you may be thinking of something like this. I picked this one up at Walmart for about $1. I think I paid for it. So it's not just something that you see uh, in the store that you get at parties. It's something that was used back in the Baroque era for many masterpiece music, music by composers such as Vivaldi and Bach, which we'll go into a little more as we continue on. It is a member of the woodwind family, and you'll see that there are many different types, which we are going to go over also. So, what are the different types of recorders? This one that we see here, that you see in school, is just the most common. But there are actually a whole family of instrument that we're going to go over a little bit here in this presentation. So the first is the Garkline recorder. It is the smallest of the recorder family. It's only just a little bit, maybe about that long. It's very small. It's keyed in the key of C. It is the highest sounding instrument. You'll notice as they get bigger, they will go lower. There is a picture there. I'm using pictures of Aulos brands, which is a popular brand of recorder. Next is the Sopranino recorder. It is the second smallest of the recorder family. It's a little bit lower in pitch. Um, the size is only slightly longer than the Gark line, and it is keyed in the key of F. So it would be similar to that of the French horn in the horn family when it comes to the pitch. Next, we have the soprano, which is the recorder that we will be learning on today. It is the most common. That's the one that you will always see used in the school. It is in the key of C, which is also known as concert pitch. There is a photograph there of an Aulos soprano recorder. Next would be the alto recorder. It is bigger than this common one that we're used to, not by a whole lot, but slightly so. Uh, it has a lower sound, the pitch is lower. It is also in the key of F, again, similar to that of the French horn. And you can see a photograph of it there at the bottom. Next is the tenor recorder. This one is actually considerably bigger in size than your common recorder. It again is in concert pitch, the key of C, um, and this particular one on the screen does not have a an attachment for the lower pinky hole, but the one that I own has a lower attachment that actually has to add extensions to the keys so that you can get them to be able to hit those pitches. The next one that we have listed here is the bass recorder. It is one of the lower of the recorder family. If you take a look at the photograph there, you can see that at the bottom there's more of those extensions for the pinky key. This is also pitched in concert pitch, the key of C. But if you notice at the top, it's no longer straight. It has a crooked neck, and that makes it easier so that you can get it closer to you and you're not sticking way out here with this instrument as you're playing it. Two more types of recorders that I did not list on there. There is also the contrabass recorder and the sub-contrabass recorder, which are even bigger yet. And those are the lowest of the recorder family. Next, I want to look at some of the composers that you may be familiar with that have wrote great masterpieces for the recorder. Uh, it was mainly in the Baroque era that we saw a lot of these pieces being written, and most of these are all Baroque composers. I have Bach, Handel, Purcell, Sammartini, Scarlatti, Schütz, Telemann, and Vivaldi are among the most popular to record, to, excuse me, to write for the recorder. There are some. We're going to look at some of the works. I've only took a few of the composers because I could show you on and on. But in this, at the end of this, you'll get a link to the Prezi presentation where you can click into some of these and actually listen to some of the pieces. But the first one, Johann Sebastian Bach, he was also a composer of the Baroque area. He was born in 1685 and died in 1750. And one of his more common works for the recorder was the concert, the Brandenburg Concerto number 4 in G major, which happens to be one of my favorites. And I'm unsure if I can. I'm actually not able to click into it here. So I encourage you at the end of this presentation to go in and take a listen to some of these. You're going to really hear some excellent works for the recorder. The next one is George Friedrich Handel, another composer of the Baroque period, born in 1685 and died in 1759. The sample that I chose to present to you here was his complete sonatas for the recorder, so it gives you a very broad range of music that he wrote for them. The next one is Georg Philipp Telemann, another Baroque composer born in the year 1681, died in the year 1767. And for his sample, I chose the complete suites and concertos for the recorder, which again is a great variety. It gives you some fast, some slow, some different stuff, some different complexities to learn, to enjoy while you're listening. And then Antonio Lucio Vivaldi is the final Baroque composer that I chose to give you a sample of. Born in 1678, died in 1741. The Recorder Concerto, RV number 443. You find in classical music that some of them are labeled by letters and numbers, and this is one of those. Another excellent piece that I think that you'll really enjoy, and this just is to give you an idea of some of the things that you can experience as you're enjoying some of these recorded pieces. You'll find that it's not just simple stuff, it's actually very difficult music to perform. So, going on to playing a simple melody. In this section, we're going to actually dive into what we're doing. We're going to play a little bit of music. I'm going to teach you a little bit about music reading and how to hold it and things like that. So, the first thing I want to look at is music reading. We're going to go over very briefly what you need to know for the music that I'm going to show you so that you have an idea of what's going on. So the first thing that I'm going to show you is the time signature. If you look right under basics, you see there's a funny looking G and a 4/4. So in a time signature, the top four means that there are four beats in a measure, and the bottom means that the quarter note gets the beat. So you have four quarter notes per measure. So we have the quarter note gets one beat, and under that we have the half note, which gets two beats. And then we have the half rest, which gets two silent beats. So in a measure, there are four quarter notes. So that's basically 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, so you noticed I snapped on every count. Now, when you add a half note, you only attack on the first one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's where we're looking at the attack. So these are all you're going to need to know for this, and we're going to go over them together so that you know exactly what we're doing as we learn these. So the next section we're going to go at is we're actually going to look at holding the recorder here. And I know I'm just a little box in the center here, but you can kind of get an idea of where we're going. So as you can see, the left hand is going to go on the top, and the right hand is going to go on the bottom. So that's what we need to know for this point. So let's look into uh, the first note. So the B is played by placing your thumb